Every unit that you get is going to have a label on the back.
Let's look at that, shall we?
Where's the other unit?
I have my hand.
Okay, see that label? You're going to see toke, toke, toke. Those are IGT tokens. Those are pre-programmed tokens that IGT asked us to program into the unit, because those are tokens that they supply to casinos. All the other categories that you saw, which is there's 12 categories, anything that you see on in those categories is programmed into the validator already. The acceptance rate on this is 99.9% of all street grade coins. Now, if it's on that label, it is in that software. Now, the thing is, to enable or disable coins, or to do diagnostics, or to do anything, this is the only piece of equipment you're going to need, this small handheld. You need nothing else. You'll never have to balance a coil. You'll never have to null a coil. You'll never have to touch a sensitivity screw. You'll never have to play with, whatchamacallit, a resident coin. That's all out. IGT has one single part number for this unit. If you wanted to do nickels, quarters, dimes, pennies, whatever denomination you want, up to Susan B's and the Sacagaweans, you ordered the same part number. All the parts are the same. You never have to change guides. There's no guides to change. You would never have to reposition sensors.
You mean that same coin that takes $1, I can put in a nickel and it just doesn't bounce all around, it still actually works?
Absolutely works perfect.
Wow.
And I could shuffle the coins, as in, stagger them and shingle them with bad coins. It'll still take 10 coins a second and still knock out all your rejects. Now, in gaming in the United States, you're only allowed to turn on one coin at a time. So, yep, there's only one state that I know that doesn't do that, and that just happened in the past couple months, is Montana.
Wow.
If you turn on a coin, you have to turn off the other coin. But with the way the software is set up is, if you turn, let's say this is set up for nickels. If you turn around and you turn quarters on, it's automatically going to turn your nickels off. So you don't have to worry about taking more than one coin at a time. You can take this out of an IGT machine, walk over to another IGT machine, pop this right in, and turn around and say, okay, well, I'm taking it from a nickel machine, I'm putting it in a quarter machine. Just enable the quarters, put it in, turn the game on, close the door, you're ready to go.
Is the plug the same as like the CC16?
For the IGT machines, all the plugs are exactly the same for all the 8960 platforms, which is your Vision.
The same as coin comparators unit? Or?
Yes. We have a unit that will replace every single manufactured coin acceptor out there. We have a model that'll do it. And we can also go into every single OEM. The only thing that's going to be different is the connector itself, which is just a small personality board.
Oh, that's right. It's personality board, right?
But the hardware itself is going to be exactly the same. So if you order something from IGT, you're just going to order one single part number. If you order it from us, it's going to come what's called neutered, as in it has all the coins programmed, but not a single one is turned on. So you're going to put it in the game and it's not going to work. So you have to hook it up to the handheld and enable whatever denomination you want. Now, the way IGT does it is they've got tens of thousands of these. They go to production and they said, okay, well, this run of machines is going to be 25 cents. The next run is going to be a nickel. They just take the same exact comparator, go to the line with it, and the work order turns around and says, okay, this is going to be a quarter. So the gentleman turns on a quarter, puts it in the game, slides it down the line. And then the guy at the end of the line tests it all. That's all you got to do. So that means you only got to stock one part number. You don't have to, like on certain manufacturers, you have to order, like for a nickel mech, you have to order a nickel mech. That's a part number. Then there's a part number for a quarter, and a part number for 50 cents, a part number for $1, things along those lines. That can be pretty cumbersome. It's much easier in inventory when you only got one item. Big difference. Warranty on this unit, minimum of 1 year. Now, that's negotiable, but not with me. That's negotiable with pretty much sales. So, of course, like anything, you buy enough units, most companies will pretty much do whatever you want. If you buy one unit, I'm not so sure. But that's still up to sales. But it's guaranteed a minimum of 1 year. On the label itself, it'll tell you the manufacture date. IGT stocks only 4 parts to repair these. And most of them are just covers and some of the pins on the side. Since this whole unit is actually made out of ABS, some of these pins I've seen people over torque them and strip them out. No big deal. We sell pins that are oversized, and it just happens to be the perfect size after you strip it out for the next oversized one to screw right in.
Really? That's clever, huh?
So it makes it nice and easy.
That's clever.
So you don't have to worry about losing your pins. They're not pin studs. They're actually screwed in. If you go to IGT and you say, okay, it doesn't work, and it's under warranty, yeah, service is going to take the unit from you and give you another unit right off the top. They're going to turn around and look at the unit, and they're going to go just like this. They're going to throw it right in the garbage. They're not going to even try and work on it. IGT does not consider this something that's repairable. They consider this a consumable because the unit is so cheap. We also have a learning mode, but the thing is, our learning mode is password protected. There is no way anybody can just walk up to a unit, even if like a slot tech or a floor person or anybody that has keys to the machine cannot walk up to this unit and turn around and teach you to coin. Can't be done. The administrator from the slot department or the slot manager or VP of slots or whoever wants to be held responsible for all the codes and all the PIN numbers, he would give you a PIN number, and then you can actually put that PIN number into here and then run any token you want. But there is limits. The token, you cannot go over 34 millimeters in diameter, and you can't go more than 3.3 millimeters in width. So that's why IGT calls this a small coin offering acceptor, because all their larger tokes are being done by IEX. Any questions so far? Anything over 34 millimeters is an absolute no-no. That's a square peg into a round hole. Because the actual coin path itself won't accommodate anything over 34 mil. It's just too small. For every mech for small coin, from the Sacagawea on down. That's why, believe it or not, that's why IDX right now is doing their large coin offerings. That's why IDX is doing their large coin offerings, because they have a much wider mouth on their coin path. I would actually have to speak to engineering on that, because I'm not sure what the hell they have on the drawing board. So I don't want to lie to you, because I'm not really sure. Now, the only reason you never have to calibrate this unit for the life of the unit, I mean, it gets calibrated when it initially gets built in the factory, but our sensing package, nothing but ferrites and coils, sure, but the signals that we send to this thing and the responses that we get back, pretty complex. Pretty complex algorithms actually have to parse all this information together. This air gap, which is what it's known as, the space between those two coils never changes. That's why you never have to calibrate. On a lot of coin mechs that use resonant coins, if you take that resonant coin slide and slide it back and you just snap it with your fingers once or twice, even if you put a sample coin in here, your acceptance rate is going to be lousy. Because by you snapping it that few times, you just threw the coils out of balance. Then, after you balance them, you got to null them. And to do that, you need a good pile of test equipment and a bunch of different meters. This you'll never have to do. Matter of fact, it's rare you're going to have to clean the unit. There's an LED on the back of this unit, which is right about there. I'll show you when it lights up. There's 3 states for that light: green, yellow, red. Green means it's powered up and it's enabled. If you feed a coin through it and that light blinks, it vented out. If it's yellow, it means you got power, everything is okay with the unit hardware-wise, you don't have an enable signal being sent to it. So it could be the door's open, it could be an interlock, it could be your diagnostic turned it off, it could be a few things. And red means you have one of your optics that are blocked. Now, since there's only a few optics, blow them all out. Good thing about it is, this will test your optics. This will test your gate coil. It'll test everything. So, it might be hard for you guys to see this back there, but I'll see if I can adjust that camera. Okay, right now this unit is powered up, but it's not enabled. Okay. These units also come enable high, enable low, just like all the different other manufacturers. For us to change enable high, enable low, there's actually jumpers on the board. The same you'd find in a computer, the jumpers on a computer for 2 pins, for shorting 2 pins out. All you'd have to do is just move from one position to the next, and you can go either enable high or enable low. And that's with all the units. Okay. Disabled, enabled. All I'm doing is sending 1 pin on this connector to a ground, because this is an enable low. If you have an optic that's blocked, oh, no problem. This is a state you're going to see. I'm not sure. Can you actually see the LED back there?
Wait, you will be able to.
Okay, if your optics are blocked for any reason, whether it's dust, dirt, or even an optic failure, which I haven't seen, but if you have an optic that's blocked, well, my light's turning red and green.
Yeah, it's hard to see on the video.
Okay, that's green. That's red. So if you come up to a machine and you open the door up and you see that the thing is red, you know that one of your optics are out. Just blow it out. If it doesn't come up at that point, pull it out, open it up, and see if there's actually any piece of garbage or debris actually covering the lens itself. There actually really isn't any lenses. It's the actual sensors themselves that just stick through a hole.
What am I looking at? Oh, these little guys here.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So it's basically just an infrared transmitter and receiver.
One's a transmitter, one's a receiver?
Yeah. But they're actually recessed, so it's not like it needs a lens. But dirt can actually get in the aperture, the hole that the sensor is looking through. Because there's really not much that actually breaks on this unit. Oh, by the way, if you drop it, that does void the warranty. The good thing about it is, in most cases, I don't care, I'm going to replace it anyway. Within reason. I mean, if it looks like it was run over by a truck and somebody beat it with a hammer, then I might be reluctant a little bit. But if it was just a legitimate drop, in most cases, I'm going to replace the unit anyway.
You mean just for the sake of good customer service?
That's it.
Cool. I like to hear that. I like that.
Okay.